Oh, that's how about now? Can you hear me? Okay, alright. Well then, welcome everyone, I'm little brother Maru, and I'm also the technical advisor of Lillo technology. This one? Okay. Is it the audio better now? Alright. Audio check. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? It's still not equal. Okay. How about now? Adesso mi sentite? Ok. Check. Now? Alright. We are having a bit of technical issue with the audio. Okay, lontano. Okay. It's a bit far. Yes, I'm not really near the microphone. Anyways, so again, let's try again. Welcome everyone. I'm Lillo's brother, and I'm also the technical consultant of flyLILLO project. And I'll be here with Lillo in his retro gaming session to be also a sort of AMA, Ask Me Anything, about Lillo technology and other questions also not related to his technology. So if everyone has some questions or anything, please feel free to write in the chat, and I will be sure to answer you as soon as possible. Alright, okay. Alright, today's game is Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2012. It is an old golf game. Lillo used to play this a lot of time ago, but the 2005. Yes, 2005. Alright. As you can see, Lillo can play other games with this technology other than Spine Simulator, and it's all thanks to his current setup made of his already known 4 buttons. These buttons work in a specific way, as you can see now. Questo prende il verde, no? Verde. To each of these buttons there is an action associated to it, and he uses KVit as a layering program to trigger each command depending on which button he has pressed. Nice. I must say that I am not really a great fan of golf. I don't even know the rules, except throwing a ball into a hole. But apparently Lillo seems to be a pro at this. Vero? Ok. Sì, abbiamo avuto dei problemi con le cuffie. Okay. Roby, mi senti? Roby, can you hear me? Okay. Okay, barely. Let me see. 4 shots to right now. Okay. Alright, we move and to the left. And change the camera. Okay. Done. I'll take today tablet. Ok. Non si aggiorna la camera. Aspetta, mandi qua. Ok. It's very slow. I'm here. Wait a moment. Okay. We're trying to get both inside the camera. Ok. No, però siamo ancora un cicinin. So yeah. Alright, perfect. Okay guys, if you have any question, I'm free to answer all of them. So be sure to write me in the chat. Why are we doing the commentary of his golf shoots? Okay. Hey, you nearly missed the bunker, huh? You're really old from here, huh? Okay, guys. One step we want to try next in the future is to try to mix a night tracker technology like Toby with his key, with his buttons. In this way he can simply move his gaze around the area he would like to shoot and press the button, so he could get to use his eyes without choosing a direction every time. That was very good. Huh? So hello Captain and hello Speedy. Okay. Aspetta, dici che sposto anche la camera? Ok, spostiamo un filino così. Ok. Ok. Alright. Guys, if you have any question, I'm here with the tablet. I can answer all your comments. Okay, this is a tournament. Okay. So you're competing against other spew, no? This game doesn't have one, right? Okay. I would say in his early ages, quando è iniziato a usare il computer? Nel 2003, 2003, yes. Yes, he used Windows. His first computer was Windows XP. He used to play the first simulator. Okay. Was Microsoft Flight Simulator 98. 98, yes. Yes, we we first got his program and his buttons. Initially, it was only one button, but then Lillo felt a bit limited by it because with one button he couldn't do anything. Basically, if you wanted to change direction of an aircraft, you had to wait for the scanning to indicate to pass through the left, right, up and down, but you had one single button and it was pretty much unplayable. So I'm pretty sure he started playing around 2003. 2003. Confirm me? Okay. And let's see if I remember his first PC. It was Windows 3. No, Windows 98. Windows 98. Yes, Windows 98 was. I still remember it had that. No, it didn't even have the CD reader. It only had floppy disks. Alright then, do you have other questions? Okay. Meanwhile, I watch Lillo shooting. That's not an easy question. We kinda took 1 year or so. 1 year, yes, 1 year or so, because when he started first, he had to get used to KVT layout and oh, hello Ryzen, hello there. And yes, to answer Roberto, yes, it took around 1 year. Yes, 1 year to finalize and complete his setup. Because initially we started with one button, then they became 2, 3, and so on. Then we chose to create custom keyboards on his KVT, and then we have the current layout. Alright. What was played on PC? Nice question. Nice question, Captain. His first game, I would say, on PC, non era Flight era... cos'era? Un giochino... Proprietary? Oh, no. Alright, it was a sort of flight simulator called ProPilot. I am not even sure. It was made by Sierra back then, right? Sierra Gaming Computer Entertainment, no? An old company that also made Empire Earth and so on. Yes, it was proprietary. We had that game, which was not really that realistic, but it was, let's say, at least playable. So, any other questions? No, not from Sega, from Sierra. Sierra was a very old company. Lillo do know other games, retro games, very old games. We used to play Mario 64 back then, because we didn't have a PC, but I had a Nintendo 64. We did play some game from Sega anyway. Yes. Caesar 3 was from Sierra. Caesar 3 had a Sierra, just They made Empire Earth, which was a strategic game. Speaking of strategic, You did play some strategy games, but you no, you do know some. You do know some. Stronghold, Command and Conquer, and Civilization, and Age of Empires. Yes. It's really a tough question, Captain. Yes, we've been evaluating different kinds of solution about how to improve his controls. One would be to make a mix with an A tracker, because his real problem is about directions. When right now he can't swap between left, right, up and down. Non funziona. And this is another problem. Non va. Staccato. Non va. Ok. Funziona. As you can see, there was a technical problem exactly with his with this program, because it's wired. His buttons are wired, and because they are worn out with time, we constantly have to check them out and let's say move them a bit. Okay, move them a bit. I would say one good thing we can do to improve them is to try a solution that has no wires, or make some durable wires. Ciao Lollo. Yes, and the cable used on these buttons are just the same you find on the normal jacks. They are like exactly like the earphones.
We hope you enjoy the tour, and we look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Ryanair, low fares, made simple.
Speaking of Ryanair, our mother went yesterday with a flight. So back to Captain. Yes, I would say a good way to improve is not making the wires similar to a jack. And yeah, if he could use a sort of joystick to move in all directions, that would save us from having other buttons to have other functionalities. Oh yeah, and we're also evaluating the PCI, but I assume it's not a technology that's yet available to use the brain-computer interface, but the time will tell us. Anyway, if you have other questions, I'm here to answer. Let me know in the comments. Where could I put the joystick? His headrest is not really big. I would have to ask him where he finds the most comfortable position at. Lo dico in italiano. Dove metteresti il joystick? Se avessi dei joystick? Al posto di quello rosso? A lato? In mezzo? In mezzo? Okay. Lillo said at the center, because he finds is the best spot for him to move his head. If he could, he said around approximately here, this one, because here is where he has the best spot where he could move in all directions without problems. While here he has some limitations because he has his head to be tilted a bit. Okay. So if you have more questions, I'm over here. Okay. I'm looking at the last one. Yes. Games like PGA World Tour, in general sport games. How about the center? How about the center, but towards the neck? No, I doubt he can do that because he uses exactly the back of his head. He has more control over that part because behind the neck is kinda hard for him. Ok, lo stai vincendo? Stai perdendo? Vabbè, sei primo. Ah. Okay. I was saying, yes, as I said before, his headrest is not that big. He would need a better headrest for all these keys. We can make a custom one for that too. Giusto? Yes, well, the joystick I think is one of the most important because it gives him control over all directions. He doesn't mind to have smaller buttons, giusto? Non hai problemi con ok. To save up some space because yes, his buttons are very big, but his head movements is kinda precise. Yes, absolutely. His headrest is rather small. It's the basic headrest of a wheelchair, and this one is not even that good because it's not movable at all. It's really fixed and stuck in this position. Yes, you can change a bit the position by what you screw over all its screws and set it in a custom way. I don't have the exact measurement of his headrest, but approximately it was see, about 60 centimeters. Meanwhile, Lillo is winning against a limited CPU. They don't look real strong, huh? Don't they have a difficulty setting? Then why are you playing the most basic one? Yes, of course. I would really like to see Captain idea about this joystick. And if you need to know the technical part about KVIT and the software, let me know. Of course, yes, undoubtedly. I am more of a I handle more the software part, but if he needs anything about how his buttons work, he's free to contact me. Likewise, will be free to contact him. Well, I was thinking about the joystick because having a big headrest is a bit of a problem because we have to change the whole wheelchair here, and I'm trying to find out a good way to use all of those buttons without having a massive headrest, or at least having an interchangeable headrest. Like if he's going to play a game, we swap his current headrest with the gaming one, and if he has to go out, we just put the regular headrest. And yeah, I would like to see a concept of the joystick, so I can get more ideas about it, and to whoever joined lately to this evening stream, I reintroduce myself again. I'm Maru's brother, and I'm the technical consultant for his technology, and I'm here to answer all of your questions related to tech. Okay, right now for that I just need to sketch it out and print out a move so we can try in different headrest for different games and programs. Oh yes, okay. Making a modular joystick would be a really great idea, because if he has to play an RTS or strategy game, he would need a different type of joystick, while when he plays a flight simulator or a game that requires less directional input but more keys, it would just simply swap the different system. Yeah, a modular system would be the best, in my opinion. And and now that I think about it, stavo ragionando, un joystick analogico, tipo quel DualShock, tu avresti abbastanza precisione nel muovere su giù destra sinistra? Un'idea. Okay, I have an idea, but I don't really have the let's say the item I need to try to it. I would try to this I will do it in my free time when I off streaming, to get DualShock Energy Controller like the one of the PlayStation, yes, and place it a bit behind his head. I want to see how precise are his movement with this type of joystick. Because Lillo is really precise when it comes to his movements, so I think he is able to move the analog joystick in all directions. I must say also that if this kind of movement tires him, or he has some difficulties with the joystick hardness. Lillo, you're a golf master. C'è una storia di golf. E fu così che la butto in acqua. This is the putt. This is the putt. Very, very close. One example, Lillo did play golf MMO very long time ago. There was a sort of a multiplayer golf game, but he couldn't play it because his KVIT was considered a malicious hardware and it was blocked by the game guard. And if Lillo change the game, it needs to reprogram all of the system? No, not really, no. If you mean the real answer would be it depends on the game. But currently his layout and customization allows him to play everything because KVIT is a multi-layered system. He could simply swap one keyboard, or if you want to play FIFA, he has just to change macros without compromising the whole system. And if he needs to play a new game, he usually just creates the macro for that game. I think he did play Battlefield once. No, no, it was another game, era un FPS. Che cos'era? No, io ho giocato qualcos'altro. Ah, ok, Peggle. Yes, for example, there are games that only require mouses. He doesn't have to change his layout because the mouse is fully accessible. And if he needs to change, if he needs to create a new layout, he can simply create a copy of a keyboard and customize it without problems. So he doesn't need to reprogram everything at all. So if you have other questions, I'm always here. Vai tirata nel bunker. Thanks a lot, Roberto. Yes, my English is a bit rusty because I'm not usually, I don't speak it usually. But as usual, I'm here. And yeah, as you saw before, we had some technical problems with his keys because they are rather old and the cable are pretty much run out. So sometimes when you see me going back and forth, it's because I have to kinda move his cable because the signal doesn't pass through, and this is because these buttons are made with the very same wire of your headphone jacks. Literally, and also the connector is the same of the earphone jacks. In fact, when some of these buttons get broken, we can pretty much cut the broken part and use an existing earphone jack to kind of fix this. Okay, so the program allows it to be model system on scale. Yes, the program simply gets the key. Kvit gets only the input. Like he has 4 buttons. His hub woodpecker has five slots where you can put the number of buttons or whatever you need. And Kvit takes just an input, like a normal signal, 0 or 1 pressed or not pressed. And from that you simply give Kvit which action to perform. And if he has to perform some complex movements, like the double press or the double keys, he uses the macro. And the program is Joy to Key. What is the hardest game Lillo tried to play? Qual è stato il gioco più difficile che hai provato a giocare? Let me think about it. No, non è Lock. Falcon 4. Falcon 4. It was Falcon 4. I am not sure if anyone knows that. It was technically a flight simulator, but about the F4 Phantom. Non era Falcon 4, F4. 5, 15, 16. Fa qualcosa da F16. Yes, it was Falcon 4, which was a military flight simulator, rather old, and he was trying to pilot an F-16. I thought it was an F-4, but okay. Yes, it was kind of complicated at that time because it was not his program was not supported at all, and it was a very, very, very difficult game to play because it was for that age very super realistic and yeah, it's nowhere similar to the current flight simulator, which was they had some ways to help you out. That was a kind of rough game. I'm not sure if everyone knows it because it was not really that popular, right? Not so popular.
No.
Falcon 4.
Oh.
But it's still available. It's still available. Okay, meanwhile I'm watching Lillo playing. Buonasera Ed, buonasera. Intanto mi ripresento, io sono il fratello di Lillo, sono anche il consulente tecnico per questa serata di retro gaming, e se avete domande a livello di tecnologia o anche domande su Lillo, fatemi sapere, rispondo sia in italiano che in inglese. Ok, questo è un bel tiro però, This one is an interesting shot, because there is a barrier in the middle. There is a pond. There's a pond. A small lake. Un pond. That's a kind. Quello in fondo, no? That's not a pond. That's a lake. And hai fatto la preview. That's cheating. And if you have any question, as usual, write in the comment, I will be answering. While I watch Lillo trying to get the ball on the other side, avoiding the lake. Non sai uscire. Non sai uscire. Is there any comment? Oh, okay. Which language Lillo talk? Lillo can speak more language than me, for sure. He speaks English, French, Arabic, and Italian, and basta. German. German, cioè sì, non ti inventa le cose, no? I think Lillo got a bit stuck with the game because it's stuck in short preview and it's forwarding the replay. Se promesso? Non si impara proprio. Aspetta. Dammi un secondo. Come si dice questa cosa? Ci avrà un attività questo programma. B. Come riesci? Ma ci avrà una cosa sto... È un bug. Non paura. Ok, qui c'è. C'è da... Sto per avviarlo, mi sa, No, per bloccare nessuno più. No, per bloccare nessuno più. Aspetta che sennò poi qua mi... C'ho una live. We have a bit of a problem with the game because it's kinda old, but I'm not sure if this is a bug or anything. I don't know with key. F1 the function keys. Yes, the game is stuck at shot preview, and we have no idea of how to exit this weird mode. B. We are literally pressing random keys. Don't blame me if we get out of or we shut up the system, via gioco. Come fate questo? Ok, aspetta. Allora, is there any new games coming out that Lillo looking forward to? Cosa vorresti provare? Golf. Oh yes, the new PGA World Tour 2021 and 2022 and FIFA 2023. He's looking forward for FIFA especially, and also Gran Turismo. No, macchina. Forza. Forza Horizon. Forza 4, 5. Questo non si riguarda. 8, 7. Forza 7, ok. And how much sensitivity does it need for the joystick? This is a hard question. Not too much sensible. No. Not too much sensible, but not even that much hard. A sort in between. Meanwhile, we are trying to figure out how to get out of this short preview because Lillo can't play otherwise. Okay. Sometimes, as you can see, he's no, non c'è neanche un menu sta roba. Non c'è un menu. Via. Okay. I guess the only way to stop this shooting preview mess is to restart the game. As you can see, sometimes you see this program accidentally either closing or going in standby mode, which requires me to enter in the keybit menu and choose the scanning option. Otherwise, he takes all the command as a mouse. Okay, meanwhile he's restarting the game. No. If you have other questions, I'm always here as usual. And Lillo played a big variety of games, from TCG games like Yu-Gi-Oh and so on, to strategy games, but strategy games are a bit hard for him, because things like Civilization and Command and Conquer that require to be pretty much swift to choose all of the units and move them around, he kinda have problems with that kind of games. Okay. You have a couple. Vabbè, you have to start the championship from the beginning. But why don't you go for like an arcade mode with just few rounds?
Oh.
And please keep the shooting preview away. Okay. Alright. If you have more questions, you know, I'm always here. Let me know in the chat. I'll be glad to answer all of your questions. It's an outstanding project. I like the idea behind it, to help everyone with disability to play games, and we would like to whatever to help them with by improving the technology and giving them an opportunity to let's say play whatever they want without being limited by anything.
No.
I think there's a lot of improvement in the flyLILLO project. Where I see that it's expanding a lot. Also, I'm a part of it, so I hope in the future we will be able to access the new technologies, especially new technologies. I would like to see how the technology in the future will be used with this kind of projects. It's already doing it, Alberto. It's already doing it, and I hope in the future there will be technology like the IR and VR, and also the BCI to help Lillo, to give Lillo the ability to speak. Is it possible to get a mold of the back of Lillo's head? A mold. I can try. It's not. We don't know if we can get a mold of his back, but I will see what I can do. I will see. I will let you know. Ok. Cosa fai? Un altro paio di giri? 3, 5. Alright. Sì, dove sta il calco? Non... I will see who can do this. I will check because I don't know who can make a mold of his head. Or rather, who's the professional who can do these kind of things? Because this is outside my realm. Okay, so check your angles very well. No, I think it's a bit too on the left. Okay. Okay. Would the system need to have a new cables in the clean King of the switches. Let's see. It depends on the hub. The hub uses so far a jack connection. I would like to have some better wires, because earphone ones are known to worn out and break very easily. In fact, some of these cables, rather old, are just fixed by replacing the electric wires with some new earphone ones. So if we can be evaluating some sturdy wires, we could improve a lot of these problems. Yes, a good cable management can help, but the wires you use are very thin, so they are easy to break anyways. Okay, yes, also the cleaning of the switch will be pretty much helpful. Is there any game you would like to play but can't because of his control won't let him? I would say a lot of games actually. A lot of games actually. Because some games are kind of playable, but especially the competitive ones have some sort of game guard to block third-party softwares that they consider pretty much a malware. So paradoxically, he's trying to play a game which he kind of know it works, but the game gets stuck or closes down this program because it thinks that KVTs are third-party malicious software. How much longer cable needs to be? I don't have the exact measurement of the cable right now, but so far I would say these one are around 1 meter long, 1.5 meter long. Yes, they are 1.5 meter long, because if you think about it, it's pretty much a bit of a sturdier version of headphone jack cable, because the hub, the woodpecker has quite a 50 centimeter long USB cable, so it kinda lengthen the whole cable. Yes, 3 meters is better. Yes, absolutely. More than length, I'm worried about the general sturdiness of his cable, because so far, as you can see, they are not very sturdy. They are very thin. They are pretty much like this. This is a earphone cable. They are identical to this. So you can get why they keep getting worn out. What about eye track or eye tracking? Okay, I told Lillo to try the eye tracker, which in this case was Toby. Of course, Captain. Of course, I will send you the whole pictures and details about all the stuff. And yes, Lillo did like initially when we tried it the first time. He didn't really like Toby or the eye track in general, because it was a bit of a mess to set up. it had a magnetic strip behind, and it was kind of problem to try it out because back then we also had a laptop when we purchased it the first time, and and few weeks ago I told him to try again the topic we had, the topic we had, the topic we had. And surprisingly, this time it worked quite well, quite well. He did enjoy the fact that he could move the camera with his eyes inside the simulator. The only problem is that if he wanted to see the program Kevit, he has to turn his gaze toward the top corner of the screen to check his keys, but also the camera had to go that way because there was Toby. So it was a minor inconvenience, not a big deal, but yeah. Yes, but Lillo didn't like it very much. We tried, but sometimes he had some problem with it because it was not really precise. So he just used the Toby inside the yes. I'm referring exactly to the click function by closing the eyebrow. By closing the eyebrow, he could left or right click, but the problem is that it's not very precise, and we kind of have to try with the newer version of Toby. But inside the simulator it was not a real big deal because he could simply move his gaze and watch like it was inside the cockpit of an aircraft, like turning to left and right to see the window and move to check the various instruments.
Oh,
Yes. I've heard of this. Right now, I did read that Toby, although it supports most of the screens, will kind of have some dead spots on Lillo's current monitor because it's a 34 inches display that's very stretched, and I think it will leave some dead corners when he turn the gaze in the bottom and the top corners. So,
yeah.
okay, that was the last. Okay, you sure? What do you need as a client to do? But this is a very tough question. I'm not sure if you guys know about AR and BCI. The BCI is the brain-computer interface. Is something that is currently in development. It is that kind of technology that doesn't need keys or buttons or whatever. It uses the AGC which are the brain waves to get an input from the user. So basically, if you add one of these headsets, you can simply focus on one single spot or one point with your brain, and this headset will somehow detect the brain activity on that spot and trigger an input. Imagine like having a headset and having Lillo thinking I wanna press the button 1. He thinks of pressing the button 1, and just by his brain waves, the BCI, which is the interface, tries to achieve the input. Yes, but we are seldom to have let's say a well-developed and commercial headgear. We saw some which are expensive first, and they are not super accurate. The one I would have tried is the Epoch. Let me know the how it's called. Epoch. Give me a second. Epoch. Yes, the emotive Epoch. It's the one we were watching, and I am not really sure about it because there are very little to know about reviews and samples. But it's not cheap. It's not cheap, but it's nowhere near the exorbitant price of the Galea. And that's it. Okay, we are done with the day. Done with the Tiger Woods. Okay, guys. As usual, Lillo says that we had a proficient day about golfing. That has been. Yes, absolutely. The price is too high and not accessible. Although Epoch is not exactly that pricey. It's still $500 US, but compared to the $25,000 of Galea, it's a huge difference. So we are closing down, and this is Maru, Lillo. Yes, before that we have to raid. Last one. Oh yeah, the scheduling. Oh yeah. The scheduling for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the next live. Allora, tomorrow is 1st of August. We are an IFR flight. Lima India Papa Zulu. Lima India Papa Zulu. Lima Golf. Kilo Romeo. PMDG 737. We are going a Boeing. I don't really know where to the airport. I can read them because I know the NATO the NATO alphabet, but in Italia. Okay. But we are flying in Italy. Venezia to I know Venezia, Kerkina, I have no idea where it's located at. It is one difficult approach. A slightly difficult approach. Okay then. Alright. Venezia to Kerkia. Okay. Who should we rate today? Let's see, Okay. Our friend Ocando. Yeah. It's my first stream. Even if I don't look like I was quite nervous about it. The Flying Fabio. Quando non c'è? Non c'è cambio? Our friend Ocando is not here. Vediamo qua che c'è. Okando. Oh, there's Okando. Okay, let's try our friend Okando. And guys, thank you a lot for joining this streaming session and cari saluti a tutti. Facciamo un raid al nostro amico Kando e ci vediamo alla prossima puntata. Camera, gira, saluta. Ciao. Ok, terminiamo il live. Termina.